and thanks everyone for taking some time out of your day to join us. I think we can safely say that 2023 was a real mixed bag. Let's say there were a lot of interesting things happening in the world this year. This could be a very long section, but we've chosen just 3 things that had a major effect on businesses like yours this year. So the first, as Kat mentioned, ChatGPT. ChatGPT really hit the mainstream this year. If you've never heard of it before, that's okay, but I can almost guarantee you've seen some of its work before. You just perhaps didn't know it at the time. ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence tool that allows anyone, including you, to do things like create content for websites, build a chatbot, or even have a personal assistant, life coach, or marriage counselor in your pocket. You can even become an artist without lifting a brush. ChatGPT had such a massive impact on the world this year that it was selected as the word of the year by The Economist. In short, this year is definitely going to be remembered as the year that ChatGPT changed everything. And there's going to be a lot more on ChatGPT as we go through this. So I'm going to quickly move on to our next thing. So something else that was major this year is the gold rush of the post-COVID years is, I think it's safe to say, over. The reason we say that is that many online retailers saw their leads and sales drop year over year, but there were a few things that contributed to this. High inflation, layoffs, especially from big tech companies at the start of the year, slow economic growth, bank defaults, wars, travel rebounding. We even got the term revenge travel this year. All of that combined to mean that people were either not spending money as freely, they were buying or building less homes, or they were just out of the country. So the post-COVID gold rush of people having lots of money in the bank, spending lots and spending lots of time at home is probably over for most businesses who got used to a big jump in online sales, orders, or appointments after COVID. And then the final thing that we can say really impacted this year was that standards increased. And again, this might not have been obvious, but I want to take you back to about a decade ago. 2 economists, they published a paper that went viral. That paper argued that 1 in 2 American jobs were at risk of automation. And then a ton of research followed that, and most of which agreed with it. And it said that the poorest and least educated workers were the most vulnerable. However, this year has actually shown us that the opposite is true. AI seems to be better at things like coding or creativity than any human in the physical world. So that suggests that low-skilled jobs are probably safe. To put it another way, if you could replace a sales rep or customer service agent and get the same or more output from AI, why would you start with trying to replace the janitor first? But there's more to it than that, because not all sales reps and customer service agents are created equally. There are good ones and there are bad ones. So you replace the bad ones first, right? No, you use AI to help them get better. And this year, actually, a study was run using ChatGPT, and it found that it actually boosts productivity of the least skilled customer service agents by around 35%. So that means that their levels are being raised up to meet the better agents in the company. So all of a sudden, the weakest links in a business are now actually becoming stronger. In real terms, that means that this might quietly have been one of the most productive years we've had from knowledge workers, despite the supposed dangers of AI to their jobs. So if we look ahead to 2024, what does that mean for next year? So we said at the start, this webinar was going to leave you with some interest and helpful knowledge. I think it's already done that, but we do have one more thing. It should be obvious by now that AI is front and center of our thinking when it comes to creating more leads for many of you guys, our clients. And of course, that's the thing that every digital agency worth their salt should be saying right now. However, this you're looking at here is an AI-generated image, and this man has 8 fingers. And that's why it's important to check when your agency tells you that they use AI. Of course they do, but do they use it well? Okay, so we're going to show you how to do exactly that. Before we wrap this up for Christmas, I want to show you how AI can help you in a practical way. So if you're anything like me, you probably dread this time of year because, frankly, you are terrible at thinking of good gifts. I'm famous for it in our family. And that's because if you are anything like me, you definitely haven't been listening to the hints that your partner or kids have been dropping for the past 12 months. So with the help of Kat and ChatGPT, I'm going to show you how to help get gift ideas this Christmas. So we're going to go to ChatGPT right now. And what you see here is, if you've never logged into it before, you see this nice blank screen and you've got a message box at the bottom and a few suggested questions. But what we've done here is we've gone ahead and sort of pre-written something just to save a little bit of time and said, okay, hey there, we've got somebody who's looking for a gift for their wife. Wife's name is Beyonce. She's in her mid-40s. She loves travel. She has expensive tastes. To me, that's an instant red flag. If you're in that relationship, I suggest running instead of buying a Christmas gift, but whatever. Beyonce is located in Pampa, Texas, and she is obsessed with her mini golden doodle. This person is unwisely looking to spend around $200 for Beyonce, who does have expensive tastes. But nonetheless, we do want to try and get some gift ideas. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter and see what ChatGPT comes up with. So what you'll notice, if you just regenerate that, what you'll notice is the first thing ChatGPT does is it'll come back to you and it'll start to list out potential ideas. So it takes the criteria you've given it about Beyonce, and in this case, all of the things that she likes, and then it starts to recommend things. So we can see here, luxury travel accessories, that definitely sounds like something she'd like. Jewelry, 100%. Spa day. So these are already great things, but we're going to drill down a bit further. High quality dog accessories. Okay, so just regenerate that cat. Sometimes ChatGPT can have this if there's high traffic. I guess it's just that time of the day. But here we are. So it's gone again, high travel accessories, spa gifts, designer dog accessories, personalized jewelry, gourmet food basket. That's a good one. Travel book, online cooking class. Okay, so it's probably going to give us 8 to 10 suggestions, which is pretty amazing considering we only give it a small amount of things to think about. Okay, great. So we've got those, and we've got a little warning at the end. The thought and effort you choose to put in the gift are as important as the gift itself. Thank you, ChatGPT, for reminding me about that. So based on what we know about Beyonce, which is what we have in the description, there's all of these things she's going to like, but let's be honest, she's really only after one thing, it's the jewelry. So Kat, if we go ahead and say, okay, I like option 4, maybe ChatGPT can suggest us some places in Pampa, Texas that we can go and buy that jewelry. What I want you to do is watch carefully what happens next. So it's doing research with Bing. This is why we're beating the drum for Bing. And you can see jewelry stores in Pampa, Texas. So now it's looking at very localized results in that area by using Bing. So it's done a very quick search and it's come back with Reams. And by the way, Sue, I'm guessing you probably know some of these places. Reams Diamond Shop gives you a little bit of an overview about the business, gives you their opening hours, also tells you their address. And it's giving you a link to their website. Same with Jewel Master. I think that's GNTS Treasures. So a couple more here. What I want you to see here is the fact it's listed out very localized listings for businesses, just like yours. Ideally, you want to be on this list. But in this case, if you're looking for the gift, you now have 4 options where you can either go to the website, buy online, or you can call that jewelry store or go and visit them, and you know when they're open. You literally don't need to think. So hopefully, this whistle-stop tour of ChatGPT has shown you how to use it to your advantage in your personal life. But there are a million ways to do it in your business as well. So now I'm going to hand you back over to Kat, and she can wrap this up with questions.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. I love how localized and specific you can get. Thankfully, Beyonce's not my spouse, so no expensive jewelry buying for me this Christmas season, but we hope that was helpful. So with that concludes our presentation part of our webinar. I'm now going to open the floor to any questions you guys might have. So I actually have one. Rob, you mentioned earlier that you said the gold rush period is over. So what does that mean for me? Does that mean I'm not gonna ever hit those numbers again? I'm supposed to expect less traffic? How do I manage my expectations going forward?
Yeah, that was quite a headline. But based on what we've seen, there's definitely a pattern. And also, the answer to your question is no. It doesn't mean you're never going to hit those numbers again. It doesn't mean you should expect less traffic. And I just want to touch on that. Traffic is important. But the thing is, if your website isn't optimized, it's useless. You could be getting 1 million visitors a day, but if your website isn't optimized for those visitors, they're not going to do anything. You're not going to get any leads. You're not going to get any appointments. You're not going to make any sales. So even if your traffic does drop in the next year, the most important thing you can do is make sure that your website is optimized for the traffic that you do get, so you can still hit those numbers or beat them. So I think in summary with that, it's just going to take optimization of the website and time.
So to follow up with that, how do you guys think AI will affect our businesses, our dealerships? How can we prepare for this in the next 12 months?
Yeah, I can answer that. So AI affecting your business is definitely going to be unavoidable. I mean, if you're not taking advantage of AI right now, definitely, as mentioned by Rob, your competitors are, which can definitely affect your business. But out of the variety of ways, AI can help you be more efficient or help you understand a little bit more about your customers. I mean, we can give out a few examples. So for example, those that use Salesforce actually has an AI solution called Einstein, I think Einstein Bot. And that, for example, right there can help you out with forecasting. It can help you out with the data that you have in your CRM to do more customer insights, so many automation solutions. So that's an example. I know there's a few solutions out there for automating and making it more efficient with scheduling appointments, for services or for sales, free for, in this case, the Culligan Water dealerships for a water test. As again, Rob mentioned, phone answering machines. Sometimes you guys get a lot of calls, or businesses probably get a lot of calls of like frequent questions that can be potentially answered by an AI bot that speaks like a human. But that, again, these are just examples, but I think the most important one is definitely going to be understanding your customer. And with so much data out there that we can be using and capturing the, what customers are saying in your local area, the complaints, the things that they are happy about, everything that revolves psychological can definitely be picked up, and with the help of AI, improve the language or how you interact with your customers to, improve or gain more sales from that. And of course, beat competitors on customer satisfaction.